Miss Anna here from the Quinn and Straight Project. Welcome to lesson 9 of our text to performance lesson package. This is designed for my second graders at Murphy Elementary, and I miss you all so very much. And I hope that I get to see you again maybe next year. And I miss you very, very much. And I hope that you're safe. And I hope that you've been enjoying these videos that we've been making instead of being in your classroom. So here I am to remind you of a few things. This is your drama lesson. And in drama, we use our 3 tools of an actor to bring stories to life. And our 3 tools of an actor are our body, voice, and imagination. Okay? So it's been a while since I've seen you because my friend Salim made you a video for your improv class, which I hope you enjoyed. And we had spring break, so we actually got to rest. Even though school's not in, it's probably not feeling super restful for some people. It feels a little hectic maybe, and maybe feels a little bit, I don't know, it's a different kind of time to be living through. So we want to make sure that we're taking care of ourselves and resting when we can too. Okay, so using our 3 tools of an actor, body, voice, and imagination, we bring stories to life. And like I said, my classroom has been working on a story called The Sandwich Swap. Now we're going to be talking about the sandwich swap a little bit today, but here's the trick about our lesson today. Let's review a few of the things we've already done first, but the trick is we are not actors today, okay? It's going to be kind of a different day. This may be a shorter video because I'm actually going to ask you all to be doing a lot of work in the house that is not as much up and moving. We will get up and move, but it's going to be a little bit of a different day. But as I said, let's go ahead and review. So we have talked about our story, The Sandwich Swap. We've talked about its themes. We've talked about who it's about, the emotions and feelings in it. We talked about ensemble, which is when you work together, right? Ensemble means together. And we have talked about the beginning, middle, and end of a story, how every story has a beginning, a middle, and an end. We have talked about dialogue versus narrative, how dialogue is when a character is speaking, narrative is when the narrator or the storyteller is speaking. We talked about emotions and feelings, and we talked about how an emotion and a feeling can help a story move forward in the middle and the end especially. And we talked about pantomime versus tableau. And we talked about a pantomime being a silent moving action and tableau being a silent frozen picture. So pantomime for me, silent moving action. Pantomime for me, something eating your breakfast. Okay, ready, go. Did you have cereal too? Oh my gosh, I had cereal. So we talked about pantomime. So now show me a tableau, frozen picture, silent frozen picture of what your breakfast makes you feel like. Ready? 3, 2, 1, freeze. Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. Great work. Okay. So pantomime, tableau. We also talked about our voices and how to use different parts of our body to make character voices, right? So we have our deep, low belly voice, and we go, ho, ho, ho. Very nice. And we say, put 'em up, put 'em up. Lovely. We have our loud, powerful chest voice, and we say, I am the great and powerful Oz. Good. We have our nasal nose voice. I'll get you, my pretty. Perfect. And we have our tip-top high head voice, and we say, follow the yellow brick road. Beautiful. And we talked about how you can pick a character voice for whatever character you're playing in your story. All right, here we go. So today, as I said, oh, and with Mr. Salim, we talked about saying yes. Improvisation is all about saying yes to new ideas and adding to a story and to not shoot down other people's ideas, saying yes and building upon that thing. Because saying yes to an offer, even if you don't think it's a good offer, even if you think, no, I don't really think that's a good idea, even if you are judging what it is, just saying yes to it and adding your own version and your own thing to it, your own level, that is cool. Because then it's something that you believe in too, and you've made something with someone, you've collaborated with someone, even if you thought that you weren't going to be able to. So, as I said, we are not actors today. Today, we are learning about tech and design, all right? So what that means is, if you have seen a live theater performance before, and things that count as live theater, Disney on Ice counts, a concert counts, anything that you have gone to see where live human beings are performing for you, there has been tech and design. So the way that works in theater, and what we're going to talk about today, is how to make a space, a theater, a classroom, anything that you're using to perform in, how to turn that space and to turn your actors into the places and the people that are in your story, that are in your play. Okay? So we'll get into that later. So let's go ahead and warm up. Even though we're not going to be using a ton of our body, voice, and imagination. Well, we're using a lot of imagination today, but we're not going to be moving and talking that much. But let's go ahead and do a quick, easy warm up anyway, because it's fun. So go ahead and turn on your imagination for me. I don't know how you turn your imagination on, but go ahead and turn it on. Good. Mine has like a dial right here, and then it has a switch over here. What does yours have? Oh, very cool. All right, so our imaginations are on, and we're gonna look up to the ceiling, look up, and reach with your hands. Reach one hand a little higher, and switch, and switch, and switch. Good, shake your hands all the way down. Good work. Look down at your shoes, up at the ceiling, down at your shoes, up at the ceiling. Left ear, left shoulder, or I guess right ear, right shoulder maybe. I don't know which side, just ear to shoulder. It doesn't matter. We don't need to deal with right and left today. Good, down your shoes, ear to shoulder, ceiling, ear to shoulder, shoes, ear, ceiling, shoulder. Good. And get out your giant imaginary crayon, pop it onto your head. Go ahead and draw a circle. So we're blending together those positions that we just did, and switch. So one big circle in each direction. Fabulous. Take that crayon off your head, break it in half, put one half on this shoulder, one half on this shoulder. Draw me 3 circles forward. 1, 2, 3, freeze. And back. 1, 2, 3. Very good. Take your crayons off your shoulders, put them back together, put them away, say, see you next time. Beautiful. Puff your chest forward like a big proud superhero. And back like an evil, nasty, westy villain. Superheroes. Villains. Superheroes. Villains. Good, superheroes, and give me a big pose. 3, 2, 1, freeze. Good, and villains, and give me a big pose. 3, 2, 1, freeze. Good. Awesome work. Thank you so much. All right, let's go ahead and make energy balls. I don't know if we've done that together on these videos yet. I know if you've been in my classroom, you've done that with me. So what we are gonna do is we are going to clap and rub our hands. Ready, go. Okay. Once your hands are starting to feel hot, and they should feel hot as you can get them, let go slowly. Good. Should feel kind of like you're holding a ball of energy. We're going to take this ball of energy and we're going to pat it into our bodies. Pat, pat, pat. Front, back, top, bottom. Good. Make me another one. Ready, go. My energy doesn't feel super tingly today. It happens sometimes. Maybe I got good sleep though. I don't know. And let go. Feel all that energy. Good. And we're brushing this time. Brush, 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 brush. Good. Front, back, top, bottom. Good. And make your face really, really big. And really, really small. Big. 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 Good. Relax. And let's do a little blowing out of our lips. Add some sound. Good. Throw me a baseball of sound. Fantastic. Throw me a football of sound. And a basketball. Beautiful. Ba 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 ba. Da 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 da. Ga 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 ga. Ba da ga. Ba da ga. Ba da ga ba da ga ba da ga ba. Pa 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 pa. Da 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 da. Ka 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 ka. Pa ta ka. Pa ta ka. Pa ta ka pa ta ka pa ta ka pa. Ba da ga pa ta ka ba da ga pa ta ka. Pa ta ka ba da ga pa ta ka ba da ga. Good work. Thank you. All right, let's practice a couple of our tongue twisters. So I know that we've been practicing unique New York. Let's practice that one. So listen to me first. Unique New York. Unique New York. You know you need. Unique New York. Unique New York, unique New York, you know you need unique New York. Give yourself a round of applause. And let's try this one. Red leather, yellow leather. Ooh, too much? Okay. Red leather, yellow leather. Red leather, yellow leather. Red leather, yellow leather. Red leather, yellow leather. Yellow leather, red. Red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather, yellow leather, red. Good work. How'd you do? A little rough? That's okay. Or maybe you were perfect. I believe all of you are capable of perfection. All right, my loves. So next thing, tech and design. Here we go. So the first thing when you're working on tech and design, first of all, the word tech is a little bit, we probably have certain ideas of what tech is these days. It's Twitter, it's Facebook, it's Apple, it's phones, it's tablets, it's computers, blah, blah, blah. Yes, and, right from our improv lesson, yes, and tech in theater does use computers. It definitely uses that. It uses technology, but it's the technical aspects of a play. So there are a number of different folks who work in tech. We're only going to talk about a few of them today, and we're going to keep it pretty simple. So the first thing when you get the job as a designer, the first thing that you have to do is read the play. The very first thing you have to do is read the play. Now, all of you have read our play. Our play is The Sandwich Swap. So we've already done the first thing. We're all hired. We did it. Now, the next thing that you need to do, and this is something that you would do maybe if we were spending a lot of time on The Sandwich Swap, or if I was testing you on The Sandwich Swap, I may ask you 5 W's about Sandwich Swap. So we're going to talk about how 5 W's can influence your design. So the first W is who. Who is in the story? So we know Salma, and we know Lily, and we know that there is a principal, and we know that there's a dad and a mom. Maybe there's another dad and another mom, or maybe there's 2 dads, maybe there's 4 dads. I don't know. We know that there are parents. We know that there are other students. Okay. Now, if I was designing, I would have to ask my director. So I'm your director, right? Miss Anna is your director. And so if you were coming to me and you said, well, how many actors do you have? I would say, well, I have, 1 actor playing Salma, 1 actor playing Lily, and then I have, I don't remember how many are in your class, 24-ish, I think, but I have 24 bodies. So I need 24 people who need to have costumes. And these people are playing these characters, and this person has a cameo as this character. So you need to know who. You need to know who the characters are and who your actors are. Next is what. What are they doing? What's happening? How are we going to make this happen? Okay. Next is who, what, when. When is very important for designers. Okay. When implies what era the play is happening in. Because some plays happen in the past. A lot of plays take place in the past, in the 1950s or the 1970s or the 1650s. We have theater theater has been around for more than 2,000 years, closer to like 2,500, maybe 3,000. Long time we've had theater. Really long time we've had theater. So a play could happen in the future too. Is this an imagined time? When is it happening? Okay, because that tells you what the clothes look like, and it tells you what the place looks like. So it tells you how you're gonna do your design. And back to what? It's gonna tell you what you need and what you don't need. When, who, what, when, where. Same thing. If your play takes place in London, in London 1955, you are going to make very different costumes and a very different set than if your play takes place in, I don't know, Antarctica the year 4000, right? That's a completely different design. So if you were designing for me, which you are, you would ask your director, Miss Anna, what time period is the sandwich swap happening in? And it's my job as director to pick when that is. Now, I recommend most directors usually set plays in the era that they were written or the era that they were written for, right? So it's either a play that was written in 1988, but it's about 1925. You want to make sure that all your designs look like 1925. So in our case, it's a new book. It's written less than 10 years ago. So I'm going to say we're in 2020. It's today. The time is now. Okay, so that's really easy. So we have who, we have our characters, what we need to make our designs. We'll talk about supplies in a little bit. When, 2020, and where, who, what, when, where. Where for us is also going to be, it's a new play, 2020, and it's taking place in California. It's taking place in the Bay Area, taking place in El Sobrante, taking place in Pinole, Richmond, in our home area. Because there's nothing in the text. If you go back and reread our story, there's nothing really in the story that says where it takes place for sure. Like in another story that we use in QSP sometimes, in Rosie Revere Engineer, it's very specific that the elementary school has a name. Something about Blue River Creek, I think. So we may have to think about where that is. It's not San Francisco, right? So who, what, when, where, and most importantly for us, why? Why are we telling this story? Because your designers also want to know what about our story we want to highlight as actors and director. And for us, we talked so much about emotions and feelings before. We want to make sure that our designers are really supporting the differences between Lily and Salma, but also how they're the same. So maybe they, dress similarly, but they wear different colors, because Salma, her family is from somewhere that eats a lot of hummus, right? So she may be more Mediterranean, or she may be more from like a Southern European or Northern African or South Asian. We don't know. She's from somewhere that has hummus and pita. Sounds delicious. And we know that Lily is from somewhere, her family culturally is from somewhere that likes peanut butter and jelly. So almost anything in America, almost any family in the United States eats peanut butter and jelly, right? So she could be almost anything. And Salma could be almost anything too, because everyone likes pita and hummus. But they don't know that about each other, right? Okay. So why is we want to talk about how important it is for people to connect with each other, even if they have differences, right? So that's the why of why we're telling this story. We're telling it because it's an important story to tell, because if you have questions about your friend's culture or your friend's food or something like that, you want to make sure that you are being polite and kind and asking from a place of curiosity and not asking from a place of judgment, which is what ends up happening to Lily and Salma, right? Okay. So much talking. I know, you must be bored. But here's what I'm going to ask you to do. I'm now hiring all of you all of you, everyone watching this video, you are now hired as either my costume designer or my set designer, okay? So our costume designer is responsible for designing and thinking about what all the actors will wear on their bodies, keeping our 5 W's in mind. So you're not gonna make me a princess costume. You're not gonna make me a dinosaur costume. As fabulous as those are, that's not what our story is about, right? Okay, set designer, you are going to design for me where our story is taking place. You're going to show me what you would put on the stage to make it look like the world of our story. And our story, honestly, takes place at a school for the most part. So if we were at our school, we wouldn't need a whole lot of set. But because we're not at school, I need you all to draw me pictures of what the set would look like, of what a cafeteria looks like to you, what your NPR looks like, what your classrooms look like. Draw me that. So you can do both if you want, but you do not have to. So here's what I'm gonna ask you to do, because I wanna see these, okay? I hired you, so I have to see your work, okay? So what I want you to do is I want you to draw either your costume design for our Sandwich Swamp characters or your set design for our school space. And I want you to send them to me, but you can also send them to the Quinn & Street Project's Instagram account, okay? So our Instagram account is QUINANST. Well, actually, I better check before I tell you what it is. I'm pretty sure that it's QUINANSTREET. But I have to go check real quick. I don't want to give you bad information. No, I was okay. It's QUINANST, then the word project, PROJECT, okay? So you're gonna send us, it's probably mirrored, so I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but that's our Instagram account. And the other thing that I wanted to do, I wanted to show you examples of some set and costume designs that I like, because there's other types of design that we haven't talked about. We haven't talked about lighting design. We haven't talked about sound design. But these are some friends of mine who were in something called A Year with Frog and Toad, okay? So I don't know if you all have read those books. They're great books. And in the musical, there's a musical version of A Year with a Frog and Toad. And in the musical, there's 3 birds, okay? So the set designer this is our friends at Bay Area Children's Theater, and they made, nuts. Hit the button, sorry friends. All right, so they made Frog and Toad's houses. And then, see, Frog and Toad aren't in Frog and Toad costumes. They're in suits. And our birds aren't in bird costumes. They're dressed as flight attendants because they fly because they're birds. And in the musical, they talk a lot about flying south for the winter because that's what birdies do when it gets cold. All right, so that's your assignment. You can also hashtag them for me. And let's go ahead and use hashtag QSP drawing, okay? QSP DRAWING, hashtag QSP drawing, and you can show me your set and costume designs, okay? So that's your assignment. Thank you so much for letting me talk at you for 24 minutes. I think you're all fantastic and I miss you all very, very much. And let's say drama class on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Drama class. Thank you. Great work, everyone. See you next time.